What's up, NASCAR Authentics fans? David Land here, and you're looking at Wave 3 of the SpinMaster NASCAR Authentics diecast line. I picked these up just about a week ago. I found them in a Meijer store. You can also find them in Target, Walmart, and Toys R Us, also Kmart. They've been kind of hard to find. I had to once again search for them in the wild. It was tough. It was tough to find these. I'm happy I found the whole wave. Of course, we were adding Joey Logano's 22 Mustang to the line, Dale Jr.'s Daytona 500 winning car. A lot of great cars in this wave. I think it might be my favorite of the three for 2014. Before we go any further and get into the review, just take a little time to hit that subscribe button. I do a lot of NASCAR Authentics videos and a lot of videos that relate to racing, and if you're into that sort of thing, definitely you're going to want to subscribe to me. Also follow me on Twitter and Facebook at dland91 for my Twitter, and facebook.com/davidland on YouTube. If you follow me on there, you knew that I had these cars long before I made this video, and it's an easier way to contact me. The YouTube comments, as a lot of people know, are very terrible at the moment, and it's a lot easier to contact me directly on Twitter or Facebook. I communicate with people, I have dialogue with people, and we talk about NASCAR Authentics, NASCAR, IndyCar, Le Mans, whatever you want to talk about. You know, that's the place to do that, Facebook or Twitter. But I don't mind you leaving comments. I read them all. It's just it's hard for me to respond on YouTube. Anyway, you guys aren't here to hear me ramble. Let's get into the review, shall we? All right, so here we are, ready to review, and this is the first car I'm going to do. It's the Matt Kenseth Race Winners Segment Bristol 2013 car. It's from the Joe Gibbs Racing stable. Of course, you can see Dollar General. Car number 20. Toyota. And as you can see, here's the back of the package. A lot of legal stuff on the back. Not a whole lot to write home about. Of course, this car was released in Wave 2, or a very similar car to it was released in Wave 2 of 2013. And I've got that car sitting next to me, and we will compare it to this one. And I can already tell you there are some differences, so I don't feel bad about ripping this one open. So here we go. And I'm out of practice. I'm not doing this very well already. Get Matt out of there. And I'm dropping packaging already. Alright, here's the car and here's the box. Let's take a look at the box first, if there's any interesting things to note of on the box. Not that I can see. Nice looking box. And here we go. The Dollar General number 20 from 2014 Wave number 3. As you can see, Dollar General. The oddly placed Home Depot bumper, which I never understand. There you go. There's a look at that car. Now pull the 2013 Wave 3 car out and take a look at the difference on the roof. More accurate nameplate. As they do in NASCAR, they've got a much closer font on there. As you can see, also differences on the bumper. A yellow bumper on the new car, a black bumper on the old car. Actually, this car was pretty hard to find when it first came out, and I mean by which I mean the 2013 car. It was kind of difficult to find. I don't know why that was. Probably because it was a new paint scheme for Kenseth. I don't know how hard this one will be to find this time, considering I can't tell if there's any difference. I've got the this is the 2014 one, this is the 2013 one. I don't know if there's any difference. It might be a slight variation in the color there. But aside from that, I don't think there's any major differences on the sides. The sponsors are virtually identical. Don't want to focus too well, does it? It's the weird lighting today. It's a weird day because it was sunny earlier, now it's overcast, and it's all weird. So there's a slight differences on this car, and if you didn't pick it up the first time, definitely worth picking up this time because it was kind of hard to find for whatever reason the last time it was out. Here's another car that's very similar to one that was released earlier on in this line, not in the 2014 segments yet. As you can see, it's part of the future. Joey Logano is a part of the Future Stars segment of the NASCAR Authentics. I think former people in this segment of this line were Danica. At least Danica. I think Danica may be the only other car in this segment. Remind me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there was any Future Stars in Wave 2. But it's nice to see this segment come back, and that's a real nice picture, old sliced bread there. I love this paint scheme. It's one of my favorite paint schemes. It looks a little better on an Indy car, I must say. Actually, I should get the Yellow Submarine now. It's right over there. Ooh, I call it the Yellow Submarine. I don't want to get into IndyCar politics, but you shouldn't call that car the Yellow Submarine, the Castroneves Penske car, because it's not actually technically the Yellow Submarine. That was the car that Johnny Rutherford raced in 1980, not the car that Rick Mears raced in the 80s when Roger Penske took the Pennzoil sponsorship away from Jim Hall. Okay, enough IndyCar stuff. You've probably already all turned off if you're a NASCAR fan, listening to IndyCar stuff on a NASCAR video, but here we go. Here's the box. As purple is my favorite color for reasons that some of my longtime fans may be able to pick out why. Love the fact that the purple's with this car, because I like this car too. I think it's one of my favorite paint schemes, like I said. And the Ford Fusion too is just divine, a divine looking race car. As you can see, here's the front and the back and the side. Whoops, out of focus. And in focus again. Logano. As you can see, correct windscreen nameplate. Fusion. Nice looking car. Let's compare it to Wave 2 of 2013. As you can see, differences already. In the you've got the Ford logos here, which you don't have on the 2013 car. On the side, slightly different placement of the Pennzoil and Shell logos. Looks like Pennzoil is a little bit bigger. Then onto the back, 22 crew has found its way onto the rear bumper, and also a black. The bumper is now black on the 2014 version of this car versus the all-red bumper on the 2013 car, and also a bigger Pennzoil logo again. Must be really wanting to shill Pennzoil. I don't know why that is, but there you go. Virtually the same sponsors from 2014 to 2013. But seems like they're emphasizing Pennzoil a little bit more, which is interesting. So definitely worth a pickup, especially if you're a Joey Logano fan. I know there are a few who watch. And I love this paint scheme. Probably one of my favorites in all of NASCAR, and all of NASCAR for quite a while, that I think is one of the best paint schemes. All right, on to one that I know a lot of people like. That I always see in the comments section, and I see a few of my followers on Twitter really like Jimmie Johnson. So no surprise that we finally get another 2014 version of Jimmie Johnson. This is actually the first one this year, and it's the white paint scheme, which actually he seems to be running quite a bit this year. Every time I've seen him, except for the one time I actually saw them in person at the Brickyard 400, he's been running this scheme and having pretty good success with it this season. I think he's got a few wins with this car. So there you go. And I am going to address something, because I know you probably are already typing your comments about it, but is there some controversy about whether the Lowe's logo is supposed to be blue on this car, or is it supposed to be white? Did this car ever run with a white Lowe's logo, or is that a mistake? Because if it's a mistake, then I'm interested to hear that. But if it's not a mistake, and people are just causing trouble to cause trouble, you know, as some people do, some people just like to complain about anything. So is this accurate? let me know. So here's the box. Of course, the Great Racers segment. I think this is the segment that's been most populated so far in the NASCAR Authentics line. As you can see, correct nameplate, beautiful car. Love the white. As you can see, it's definitely a 2014 Hendrick car, as it's got the Valvoline logo on it. Of course, that's how I've been using to determine whether a car is based on a 2013 paint scheme or a 2014 paint scheme, as Quaker State left Hendrick and Valvoline came in. So nice Lowe's 48 Jimmie Johnson ride. A very nice addition to the collection. It's nice to see a new car. It's nice to see a variation of the Jimmie Johnson car. It always seems to be dark blue or black or whatever. It's nice to see this really bright white paint scheme, even if that's inaccurate. I don't mind it so much. And again, you're paying $5, and you can go down to your local Walmart and get these. So if you're complaining about accuracy in terms of that kind of details, yeah. Okay. This car is going to be the controversial one, especially considering the tragedy that happened in New York involving Tony Stewart, who you're looking at now, and Kevin Ward Jr. Of course, our thoughts with both the families of both Tony Stewart and Kevin Ward Jr. It's a very tough time for both families. Tony, it's just an ugly circumstance. I considered not opening this car up, but I'm going to. You know what? Look, it's a terrible tragedy, but again, we will move on as a racing community, and hopefully Tony will be able to move on. Obviously, his career at this point is up in the air, but we need to move on at some point. And we're going to move on here and take a look at this paint scheme, because it's really nice, and it's a good memory of Tony Stewart's career here. The 2013 Dover win. In fact, I think this car raced at Pocono recently. The last race that I believe Tony Stewart participated in, he ran this car. I don't know exactly what the sponsor is. I might be able to give you a better idea once I open her up here. This is a sponsor I haven't seen really represented before, and I'm actually not sure what the company is or what they're advertising. So it'll be interesting to see, and that's the whole point of new companies sponsoring NASCARs or race cars in general. It's to get your brand out there to a wide audience of millions. I mean, heck, the amount of people that watch my videos of just showing the diecast is incredible. So let's see, Code 3 Associates, Riders on the Storm. I have absolutely no idea what that could mean. Storm Chasers, some sort of outdoors thing. This is a great paint scheme, let me say. Beautiful colors chosen to use this on this car. The white, the yellow, and the blue trim with the black. The mobile one. As you can see, code3associates.com. Sponsor and officer. Okay, so this may be a charitable organization. If somebody actually knows what this is, try to post it in the comments section. Educate everyone. Educate me, because I don't know. I don't know what it is. As you can see, the correct nameplate on the top of the car, Code 3. As you can see, it does say smoke on the roll bar there. Really nice looking car, nice color scheme. Kind of reminds me of old NASCAR of old. I'm actually watching an old NASCAR race from Sears Point when they called it Sears Point, and this kind of looks like a scheme that would have run in old NASCAR before it became real corporate, and a lot of the cars kind of became, you know, a lot more professionally done. How about that? This looks like something that a small team would put together. Really nice looking car, and obviously, again, I'll say it one more time, but our thoughts are with the families of those involved in that tragedy in New York. Yeah, we're thinking of you. So good to relive a happy time in the career of Tony Stewart. Here's one I'm really excited about. Here's another diecast I'm really excited about. The Smithfeild, Aric Almirola. He's a part of the Hard Drivers segment. Of course, he won the Daytona July race in a rain-shortened race. Taking a look at the Petty Blue 43. Of course, this car actually is not the one that was featured on the 2013 poster, the infamous poster, which I showed off in quite a few videos. I'll probably put a picture of the Smithfield one that's featured on the poster. This one's a little more patriotic, and I think it's the 2014 version. If it's not, let me know in the comments, but I think it's the 2014 version of the Smithfield ride. As you can see, the famous 43. Our Drivers segment. Nice looking box. And here we go. Aric Almirola. Beautiful Petty Blue. One of the best paint schemes in motorsports. STP Blue also you could call it. Fueled by bacon. I'm fueled by bacon a lot of the time. At least I used to be. I used to be real fat. So, fueled by bacon. It looks really nice. Hopefully we'll get his teammate one of these days, Marcus Ambrose. That's another car that looks just fantastic. I love these Ford Fusions. They just look great. Very patriotic car. Helping hungry homes. What is Smithfield? Can someone do? Is it like farm equipment or something? That's what I assume. As usually a lot of the stuff has to do with farms that sponsored by this car. And also, when did this car run? Is this a car that ran at like Charlotte, or is this a car that ran at like the All-Star race or something? Something that they would run a patriotic scheme. This reminds me a lot of the America Wave cars, which, by the way, I'm still seeing on the shelves. What in the heck is going on? Why are those cars still out? Those cars are from 2012. It's 2014. Get with the program, stores. Anyway, great looking car. Great looking car. Actually, I race this car in Gran Turismo 6. When I have to race NASCARs a lot of the time, I'll run the 43 Ford Fusion. Great looking car. Love it. Love it. One of the great additions to the line. And like I said, and Robbie Noonan was quick to point out, that it was kind of funny that I said it, but when I reviewed the Bobby Labonte car, it's kind of nice to get cars that don't always run up front. You know, if you do stop motions, or you do, or if you're just playing with your cars, it's nice to have cars that fill out the field. You don't have to always have Hendrick cars and whatnot, all the cars that are running at the front all the time. Speaking of that, Dale Earnhardt Jr., the Daytona 500 winning car. He's part of the Great Racer segment. Great paint scheme. Great paint scheme. A lot better than the one that he ran last year. Just fantastic. I'm really glad to see that this car pulled it off and won the Daytona 500, and a lot of junior fans going to be looking for this one, especially considering the historic nature of the paint scheme and the fact that he, I think, is, if he's not in the points lead, I'm filming this in August of 2014, he's either leading the points or he's very close. I think Gordon's leading the points at this point in the season, but Dale Jr. having a season that may yield, finally, a championship for him. We'll see. There's the box. Always nice to see. Love the boxes. They do a great background for these videos. Just a great paint scheme. Just fantastic. I mean, what can you say? Gold-plated, 88, just very spangly, very Captain America. Gray bumper. I don't understand why they do that on the junior cars. Why they do the gray bumpers. But whatever. I have to say, though, if you're an IndyCar fan, the Graham Rahal IndyCar National Guard is just a slight bit better. Of course, National Guard supposedly not coming back next year for either IndyCar or NASCAR. So Dale Jr. may have to find another sponsor, which probably won't be a hard thing to do. I would not be surprised if Dale Jr. has quite a big company on his car next year. I haven't really looked at the bottom of these cars. It says 2013 Chevy SS. Of course, because that is the car that the Gen 6 car is based on, the 2013 Chevy SS. Nice looking car. Very nice, great addition to the line. And I don't know which one's going to be hardest. Well, I know which one's going to be hardest to find is that one. But it's going to be this wave has a lot of popular drivers in it. A lot of people going to be looking for these cars, and of course, this one in particular, the first nationwide car in the lineup. A lot of people have been clamoring for this. A lot of people have been excited. A lot of people going to be looking for this one. So if you see it, buy it. Of course, now we've got a new segment, the nice light blue nationwide color on that. Of course, there's not a translation, interestingly enough. There's usually a translation. But there's... Oh, wait. Yeah, there's usually a translation. There's not a translation in Spanish for the Nationwide Series. So is that... Does that... there's actually not a translation in French either. That's interesting. Is there a reason for that? Are you guys not getting it in Quebec or in Mexico? All right, let's check it out. Oh, this is really exciting. Of course, the Nationwide Series is really strange. This is a Joey Logano car, but the Discount Tire 22 is run by like 3 or 4 guys in a season. The Nationwide Series is one of the strangest in motorsports in that most of the top cars are not actually run by one driver through most of the season. They're run by, you know, series regulars, Cup guys, IndyCar guys, sports car guys, whoever they can get who will run their car the fastest during the race weekend is who they put in the car in the Nationwide Series. It's kind of weird. As you can see, there's the box, the 22. And of course, I think they chose to use Joey Logano as the driver for this car. And let me tell you, this car's pretty heavy. Anyway, I think they chose to use Joey Logano as the driver because he drives the 22 in the Cup Series. But here we go. Now we're going to do a pretty detailed review of this one because it's brand new casting. Look at the splitter on this thing. Holy smoke. Just a huge splitter. Discount Tire. That is, it's molded all the way around. You can feel the detail in the bumper here. I kind of wish they'd done nationwide cars about a year ago because I really would have liked to have gotten the Dodge version of this car. It would have been fantastic. A little bit, it's interesting on the back here. The wing, if you look, or the splitter. The spoiler is much higher on a nationwide car. Actually, this car is based on the what some people refer to as Gen 5. I refer to as the Car of Tomorrow era of NASCAR. These cars are actually closer in like the family tree of NASCAR to the Car of Tomorrow than they are to the current NASCAR cars. It's really flat on the side. It's interesting because the Gen 6 cars have a lot of molding on the side. They have a lot of brand recognition on the side. These cars, they actually mimic the door, which is interesting on the side there. So you can see Joey Logano. Yeah. This is a nice looking car. Let's take a look on the bottom. Ford Mustang used under license. Not a whole lot to the bottom of it. Just looks gigantic though. I mean, it looks very aggressive. I do always wonder though why they run Mustangs and Camaros and Challengers in the Nationwide Series and they don't run them in Cup. I guess they figure that more soccer moms are watching NASCAR than they are watching Nationwide, and they want to buy a Camry or a Fusion and not a Mustang. The hardcore guys are watching the Nationwide Series, so they figure those guys are more likely to buy the higher-end cars. Oh, what a beautiful car this one is. Just fantastic job by SpinMaster. really captured the Nationwide car, and I really hope they do the Camaro and the Challenger too, because and the do they run a Camry in the Nationwide series? I can't remember, but Nationwide does have 4 manufacturers, which is nice. But wow, great piece of diecast, this one, and a lot of people going to be looking for this. If you guys want to get to it, you better get to it fast. All right, let's do a group shot and wrap this thing up. It's been a fantastic wave, I think. Alright, so here's all of Wave 3 in all its glory. Man, what a great wave. I think this is, like I said at the beginning of the video, this is probably my favorite of all the SpinMaster waves so far. Just a fantastic assortment of cars, teams, drivers. Even though we got 2 Joey Logano, we got 2 pretty great Joey Logano cars. And it's great to get a new casting. Man, what a great wave. What an exciting review. I'm just tickled to death about this, to use a really old NASCAR thing, something I think Dale Sr. said, or somebody. Probably Jeremy Mayfield. What am I talking about? Great wave. What are you guys looking forward to picking up from this wave? And what are you guys looking forward to in Wave 4 of SpinMaster? Good Lord, what else are they going to pull out of their hat? I think Jamie McMurray for sure is going to be in the wave. I'm not sure about anybody else, so it's all up to you guys to guess. So what do you want to see? What are you expecting to see? And what are you excited for this wave? Also, guys, remember to subscribe to me on YouTube. I do videos like this all the time, and if you're not already subscribed, it would be a good idea to subscribe, because I do a lot of fun stuff. Also, remember to follow me on Twitter at dland91, and on Facebook at facebook.com/davidland on YouTube. That's the best way to contact me, best way to get in touch, best place to ask me questions. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching, and have fun. Enjoy the hobby, and enjoy collecting these NASCAR Authentics diecasts, because they really are awesome. And you know, it's a great value. $4.99 for a car, fantastic. Just a lot of fun. Yeah, see you guys later.